Hi there, are you somebody who finds themselves mindlessly scrolling through their phone? You know it's not the best for you, but you get distracted and you inevitably end up back at your phone? Well, if so, friend, then this video is for you. Hi there, my name is Morgan Risden and I'm the creator of Center Studio, where I teach people skills to feel more comfortable more often. Now, if you're new to my channel, welcome. I'm so glad you're here. If you enjoyed today's video, I hope that you'll consider hitting the subscribe button. Also, that notification bell lets you know anytime I make a video similar to this one. Now, today's video, I want to talk to you about the endless scrolling that a lot of us tend to do whenever we sit down with our devices. Now, I'm going to be talking mostly about phones, but of course, this could be applicable for any iPads or tablets that you have. And the idea is, for example, maybe I thought to myself, oh, I'm going to post this really cute picture from picking pumpkins this weekend. And you go to post, but all of a sudden you're like mindlessly scrolling through some sort of social media app. You look up at the clock and 20 minutes have passed and you're like, oh my gosh, where did the time go? Don't even know how I spent my time. And it was actually a waste of my time. Now, the first thing that I always suggest to individuals is that you consider deleting apps that are not useful to you. Now, these apps could be ones that you haven't used in over the last several months. They could be, like in my case, an app that you used for a one-time event. So my family and I recently went to a sporting event. We had to download an app to get access to our tickets for entry, but then I deleted it because I'm not often frequenting these sort of sports events. So I thought to myself, well, if I need it again in a couple of months, I'll download it again. Think about the apps that you have and the frequency at which you use it. Do you need to have that access on your phone? Is it going to add to the convenience? If you're somebody, for example, who flies a lot, you might want to have your information for your flight always accessible and easy to use on your phone. That might be something that you want to actually keep in your phone. However, if you're somebody that doesn't really check Twitter that often, but it's on your phone because somebody told you to check out something one time and you downloaded it, but yeah, I'm not really a tweeting kind of person. I use more Instagram or Facebook. Get rid of Twitter. You don't really need it. You don't use it that often. It's not something that you have to have at your fingertips, so you can consider getting rid of it. Now, if you're somebody also who oftentimes find themselves using social media and it doesn't really benefit you, you don't have control over how you interact with it, you're so conditioned that you can easily lose a big chunk of your time during the day in these apps, I'm going to suggest that you consider getting rid of those apps. And now I keep social media on my phone, both Facebook and Instagram, but I also consider myself to be a very conscious user of those platforms. And what I mean by that is that I don't lose myself in Instagram for the course of, 10, 15, 20 minutes. I'm very intentional with how I use it. And I'll look at the clock and I'll be like, oh, I have 5 minutes and I'm going to use this to either post or check on some other individuals' posts. And then I easily walk away. Now, other people have less control over how they interact with that. And if you're somebody who struggles with that, I might suggest, hey, give it a try. Delete the app from your phone for a little bit. See if you feel like you're missing out. Or you can also always re-download it if you feel like that's something that you really miss and you enjoyed having and you no longer have. However, you might find 9 out of 10 times I didn't really miss not having that app on my phone, right? If I wanted to, I could check it out on my laptop, or if really need be, I could always log in under my internet browser on my phone. So those are two different things that you could find out if you give this sort of experiment to deleting a social media app. That said, you also might consider deleting your mail program on your phone. Now, for me, I'm a one-woman show. I don't get millions of emails in a day. I get a couple that I like to have access to. And because I'm also a mom who's running around picking up my kids from school, dropping them off at activities, I like to have access to those emails. So if I see something come through, I can always say, got your email. I'll be replying by the end of the day. I'll respond before, tomorrow. So it's nice for me to be able to have access to that. However, that said, if I were a member of a team, if I had multiple emails coming to me throughout the day and they, a big portion of them didn't have any direct responsibility for me to respond, I might not want to be bombarded by that many emails throughout the day. I might say, you know what, people know that I always pick up my kids and that I'm back at my desk at yada yada time. I might not have that on my phone if I felt that those kinds of emails or notifications coming into my phone were overwhelming. I might consider deleting that app from my phone. So this is all going to be at your discretion, considering what you need and what you feel like you have to have access to. And remember, friend, if you miss it, you can always download it again. So if it feels like it's something that's gone, that you're missing out, you can always re-download it and bring it back, right? After that, let's organize. So clumping everything together so that when you open up your phone and your home screen, it's nice and clean. Everything is where it needs to be. You don't think Marie Kondo, but for your phone. For me, that looks like all of my navigational tools go in one area, all my productivity tools go in another, education for my children, because I have to have access to Remind or Google Classroom for my children. So making sure that all of those apps I need are clunked together in the appropriate areas so it's easy to access and I don't feel overwhelmed by those applications. The other thing I recommend is turning off notifications. Now, this is one that I habitually, as soon as I download, I'm like, no notifications. No, I don't want to hear from you. I feel like if it's important, I'll check on it. I don't need y'all telling me that I need to check on it. I will see when I need to see it. So I purposefully turn off notifications so that people aren't telling me when somebody posted a story and it's been a while since they've posted something and I need to check out this news story. I leave that knowing that I will look and search that out when I'm available and ready to do that. So all notifications go off. The other thing I like to recommend is turning your phone on silent for a bulk of your day. So why? Because I don't know about you guys, but I get a lot of spam calls, robots calling me, especially around election time. So I like to keep my phone on silent knowing that if and when I need to talk to somebody, they'll leave me a message and I can always call back. So unless I'm expecting an important phone call, I know my dentist is going to call me back in the next hour to reschedule, then I might leave my phone on. But otherwise, I like to turn my phone off and then just check on it when it's convenient for me. So when I'm ready and available, then I'll check my phone. You also might consider doing a do not disturb or airplane mode. There are different ways that you can silence your phone, but whatever is going to work for you so that you're not pulled what I would consider out of the moment, right? And distracted by, oh, that's the phone ringing. Oh, that's phone ringing. Oh, I just got a text. It doesn't matter. It's still going to be there in the next few minutes. Now, in addition to that, I have a favorites list. Now that favorite list includes my husband, my parents, and both of the nurses at my daughter's schools. Now, I have a lot more favorites than that, but the favorite function means that those individuals can get through even if I've silenced my phone, even if I've put it on do not disturb. So if there's an emergency, heaven forbid, those individuals who I've marked as favorites, I've told my iPhone, like, prioritize if they need to get through to me. If there's an emergency, they can. And that brings me a level of comfort knowing that if I need to, I'll hear from them. That said, there has been a time or two when my mom has interrupted, or my dad for that matter, a presentation, or I'm in the middle of teaching, because they didn't know. They didn't know what was happening in my day or what I was doing, and they just called me like they normally do. So because of that, I created a shared calendar with them, a Google Calendar, so my parents can see all of my activities for the course of the day. And I've just asked, hey, before you call me during the week, can you make sure to check the calendar so that you know if I'm teaching a presentation or if I'm in the middle of a lesson, your call doesn't come through. And that has really limited any sort of interruptions on my end when I'm teaching and has proven very helpful for a plethora of other things as well. Now, the final thing that I recommend to individuals is to consider setting a bedtime. This is something newly implemented by myself, and I love this feature for so many reasons. But what's nice is that the phone sort of lets me know, hey, Morgan, your bedtime's approaching. And it doesn't turn off my phone right away. It doesn't shut everything down. It just lets me know. It's a notification, but I like it because in my case, when I'm checking the news at the end of the night, I'm on my New York Times app. If I get that sort of reminder, then I'll think to myself, oh, I need to get off my phone right now, make sure the dishwasher's running. Did I need to change any laundry, pick up a little bit? I want to set some stuff up for my girls and getting ready for school tomorrow. So it just gives me that extra reminder to come out away from my phone for a moment if I need, and then to go back. And then your phone is on silent and do not disturb until the time that you set it to wake up. And that I set Monday through Friday, of course, exceptions on Saturday and Sunday that are altered for the weekend. And you can do something similar if it suits your needs. The hope, friend, is that you begin to think of your phone as being of service to you so that you would choose what information is coming to you and how you're interacting with it. That's our responsibility, right? Our phone and the applications out there are going to do their best to condition us to be checking and to be looking at the phone all the time. And honestly, let's face it, like reading some article or seeing some pictures of friends or neighbors is probably more interesting than eating a salad, right? So as I'm eating, I might also be scrolling. But what if it's not? What if that constant scrolling is taking us away from otherwise really enjoyable experiences where maybe we're feeling the crunch of the salad, or maybe you're eating an oatmeal and you're noticing, oh, this really needs sweetness and let's add some strawberries. Oh yeah, I just picked those last weekend and they're delicious. What about some crunch with some walnuts? Like, what if your experiences in life could be a little bit more enjoyable because you're more present in what you're doing? When we are with our phones, oftentimes we're disconnected, we're detached, and we're not really present with what we're doing. By reevaluating how your phone is functioning in your life, you can re-examine, how am I using my phone? Is it serving me, bringing me joy, right? As Marie Kondo would say. Or is it something that is really just taking away my time, that's taking me away from my conversations with people when I go out for dinner or when I'm spending time decompressing at the end of the evening with my family? Am I distracted by my phone? And when you ask yourself that question and you sort of reevaluate, you can then change things around on your phone so that it works for you. I hope you enjoyed this video, that you found some useful tips. And if you did, friend, be sure to hit the like button. You can also subscribe if you haven't already. Until next time, take care. Ciao.